J-Drone here. This is the H2O Aviax, and I've broken 2 propeller blades. How did I do this? Well, I was flying pretty high in the wind took it and pushed it into a tree, and unlike other quadcopters, it doesn't have a feature to stop those propellers. So essentially it wanted to chop down a tree, and plastic blades, that's not going to happen. So what you want to do, you want to find the screws at the base of this, and if you bought this like mine, it wasn't put together, so I had to assemble this. So essentially you're deassembling this. And this is times 6 speed, so you can see how time consuming this is. They didn't make these easy to go in or out, and you'll see that in a minute as far as going in. And you want to grab that screw and loosen it by hand. Put it somewhere that you don't lose it. They did give you extras, but if you're like me putting it together, you probably lost one or two being eager trying to put this together. So I try not to lose anymore. And if you see here, did you see the gear drop down? When that screw is not in there, the whole gear will drop completely out. So you need to be careful of that. And again, see the gear drop down? You don't want to lose that gear. It's not going to fly without that gear. That's the gear that spins the propeller, and the propeller sits on the shaft. And you have a very tiny hole there that you can see. You have to match up what blade that you broke. That's a B blade, and you can see that's the one that I broke. So I need to put a B blade on there. If you don't put the correct blade on, it's not going to fly correctly. It might not even fly at all. It'll probably lean to one side. You have a hole there. What I suggest do is bore the hole just a little. You're not going in deep. Just take the screwdriver you're using. Then you want to take your screw and preset it. Because if you try to just take it on your screwdriver, even if it is magnetic, and put it in there, there's a good possibility that it's not going to go in the first, second, or even third time, and you're going to lose a screw. And again, they only give so many of these, so you want to try not losing them. Then you want to thread it just a little bit to get it started. And you find your hole. Your hole's right there. You have to match this up with that hole because the screw needs to go completely through it. And this is easier said than done. If you do not hit that hole, you have to unscrew it, take it off, and try to reset it. And the whole time, you should have your hand underneath holding that gear. That way that's not spinning. That way your hole's completely aligned. This is not easy to do. If somebody does find this easy to do, you deserve a medal, because I get very frustrated doing this. And again, we're resetting it. Now this is times 8, and I'm literally strong arming this to get that screw in. I mean, I guess it's good that it's that hard to get in because you know it's not going to unscrew itself. But this is a pain. Stay away from trees with this. The blades aren't going to stop and you will shatter them. And there's your end result. I'm J-Drone. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask. Happy flying.